Today, I, Filipe Oliveira, and my friends Maria Queiroz, Arthur Trindade, and Mateus Cavalcanti will be presenting our data analysis Uber Hackathon pitch. Firstly, it is essential to acknowledge that it is no secret that the public transport system of Barcelona is dominating the transport market. According to data from the TMB, the Transport Metropolitain de Barcelona, an official institution, in 2023, the population demand for metro and bus approximated 426 million journeys in total, and it's still October. As a reminder, Barcelona's population is only about 1.6 million. Also, during any given day's rush hour, 907 buses are active, and about 100% of Barcelona's metro system is also in use. Statistics like these are glaring signs that the city's population constantly prefers public transport over any other service and constantly uses public transport the most in their daily lives. Now, this isn't an ideal situation for Uber, but there should be ways of taking advantage of the public transport's structural flaws to try to compete against it, right? However, what our team has found through data analysis is that it is virtually impossible and completely futile to try to compete against the public transport system of Barcelona. And there are two main pieces of evidence that assure such a statement.
Firstly, a visualization of the data shows that Barcelona boasts an impressively even public transportation system. Public transportation stations are strategically positioned to ensure that each station is located no more than 1 to 1.6 kilometers apart. The significance of such a revelation is that there are no geographical gaps in the system, meaning that there are no spaces that Uber could take advantage of. If such gaps were present, we could focus Uber services on those areas that are structurally lacking public transport, as there would be a higher demand of such transportation on these areas of the city. However, since there aren't, this leaves us with no prospect of competing against the system.
Secondly, a very neat comparison between the graphs of two different data categories revealed that not only is the transport system extremely even throughout the city, but also that the amount of transport stations per district is proportional to the district's population. As you can see on the graph, districts with higher populations such as A Example and Saint Martí have a higher number of transport stations as well. Same goes for districts with lower populations such as Gracia, Ciutat Bella, and Les Corts. The trend is nearly palpable in the graphs, as the significance of such a discovery is that there is also no part of the city that is in particular need of transport systems or is deprived of such services. Every single area has an adequate amount of transport readily available to the population. Thus, there is virtually no reason for Uber to compete against such a solid system. Now, you might be wondering, how could we overcome such an obstacle?
So our solution will mainly be a partnership between the government and Uber with an aim to revolutionize urban mobility by seamlessly integrating ride-sharing and public transportation. So let's dive into the details. So Uber and the local public transport authorities could develop a shared ticketing system where passengers can purchase a single ticket that allows them to use both public transport and Uber rides within a specified time frame or distance. And to encourage that combined usage, integrated ticket holders could enjoy discounted fares on both modes of transport. Okay, so expanding the idea of the ticket system, to facilitate such use, Uber and public transport authorities can collaborate to establish designated pickup and drop-off points for Uber rides at or near public transport stations, basically allowing for Uber to use already existing infrastructure of the government. These points would be strategically located to facilitate convenient transfers between modes of transport. Another important step would be real-time integration. So it could be done with either a mobile app or a digital platform that provides real-time information on public transport schedules and Uber availability. This way, passengers can seamlessly plan and coordinate their trips, ensuring minimal waiting times between public transport and Uber rides. Furthermore, Uber could share its traffic and demand data with public transport authorities, so that this way the government could optimize bus and subway routes, schedules, and service levels to align with passenger demand patterns, allowing for both Uber and public transport to coexist. Another interesting choice Uber could make would be to track and analyze the environmental impact of the partnership, such as reduction in carbon emissions due to the decreased personal vehicle usage. Through this, they could have a way to show benefits from the partnership that could be used for marketing. And talking about marketing, joint marketing campaigns between Uber and public transport authorities would be a good way to market the integrated travel solution to residents and tourists. This could include advertising campaigns, promotions, and educated initiatives to inform the public about the benefits of using both services together. And as mentioned in an earlier slide, offering additional incentives such as loyalty rewards, cashback, or discounts for passengers who regularly use both public transport and Uber services would also help to acquire more customers. Lastly, the revenue sharing between Uber and the government would need to be discussed, as for both parties to be interested, both parties would need to receive a sustainable source of income from the solution. So our proposal would be a fixed tax for each Uber ride that occurs in the integrated system. Thank you.